Is the one and only Tim Reed. Good morning, Mr. Busy Man.
Well, good morning. I'm down here in Mississippi. I'm setting up that Mississippi 10-miler.
Is Christine? Christine, are you doing a? Are you doing like
Gonna be chasing those possums.
Are you? Hey, if you've never had squirrel, let's not talk about it.
Absolutely. Well, I try to add a little bit of levity to what's been an awful serious morning, I guess.
Oh my God, it's terrible. This is just. We said yesterday this has to come to an end. This is, and it's not. Somebody had misunderstood what I had said and felt that I was alluding that the police shootings have to stop. Not that we want police to be shooting people, but that would be passing judgment that an officer, whether it's in Baton Rouge or in Minnesota, was in the wrong. And I didn't mean it that way, and I don't mean it that way. But don't we feel that this whole mess, you feel like, oh, my God, there's another story. There's going to be more rioting. There's going to be more protesting. There's going to be, and now we've added something new to it in Dallas in these police shootings. This has to end.
I think you hit the nail on the head in regards to social media, and I often say, you know what, I'm going to be a lot smarter tomorrow than I am today, but we don't even allow tomorrow to come because now everything is, our opinions or whatever is our thoughts are 2 clicks away, and it just can be a tsunami of emotion. And I think everybody needs to take a little bit of a chill pill here for a minute.
And then, Bill, something you expressed last hour, I'm fearful now. I've got all these thoughts about the bad things that can happen with Facebook Live, people wanting to do bad things and live broadcasting.
For every great invention, there's a way that we're able to use it in a bad way, and that's beyond just having things spread. Like look at one of the uprising that happened in the Middle East, and you see change of countries just completely toppled based on a movement that started on social media. It's about that communication. It used to be all these people, you had a gathering here, a gathering here, a gathering here. Well, with social media, you unite all of them, and the uprising begins. It's really scary. It's a society we've never experienced in the history of the world. Kind of worried, a little worried about it. And all right, so we'll talk to you later, Tim.
Let's talk about running.
We'll talk to you later. Listen, you have obviously a big day today, tomorrow, and Sunday. And the good news is these dismal forecasters have backed off a bit on their prediction of imminent rain on Sunday. Yeah.
Well, I woke up this morning. I said, well, I'm glad we're not running today. We've just really, for the past few days, have been caught in a really kind of punky conditions.
Yeah.
The air has not been great. I was talking to somebody down in New York City, which they said it's just horrific down there. So, this weather pattern just has to move through, and it's a question of how fast. But it does look like Boilermaker Sunday's looking a little better. The issues that we're looking at now is, we still have other major events that take place prior to Sunday.
Sure.
We have tonight, we have the volunteer party. We've got to kind of see what the weather's going to be like for that. We have the kids run on Saturday morning. We have the 3-mile walk on Saturday morning. And obviously we want things to be safe for folks. So, the problem with these darn thunder and lightning storms is that their unpredictability. It's not like, we know we have a weather pattern that's coming in or whatever it is. It can pop up pretty quickly. So, we're just trying to have our contingency plans in place to say, if this happens, what are we going to do?
Well, here's the forecast that we have for Sunday. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready. I'm sitting down.
Mostly cloudy. This is the latest. Mostly cloudy in the morning, and then becoming partly sunny with a chance of showers at some point during the day, but only about a 50% chance now. And highs in the lower 70s with lower humidity. How about that for a gift?
And the big person upstairs has always taken care of the rest. Although I already had my T-shirt designed in case we had rain this year, because it would have been the first time in 39 years. So I guess I may have to stick it in my pocket for number 40, hopefully.
Yeah. And Tim, you mentioned all the events, and of course, runner and walker safety is essential. But what if someone like me in the media gets struck by lightning with a spaghetti fork in my hand on Saturday night?
I say we got ourselves a big story.
That nice Daddy Fork waiver.
Christine, do you want to make any reference to the Boilermaker? Are you running your own race now in Mississippi, or do you just want to taunt Tim Reed over his possum comment?
Well, I have to tell you that Tim Reed may have discovered my true agenda for moving down to Mississippi, and that is that it is so hot down here that my daughter intends to come back and run the Boilermaker, having had the training of working out in this exhaustively hot weather.
Yeah, I mean, think about that.
It is terrible down there. I remember when I was in the Army and I was stationed down in Fort Polk, Louisiana, and Fort Benning, Georgia. It is in Florida, the humidity factors down there are just incredible. I mean, everything you have to do, pretty much, you got to get done early in the morning, or else it's over.
Yeah. And the air conditioning is a way of life. I mean, it's funny how I remember walking through the streets of New Orleans, and you'd walk in front of a store, and the air conditioning, you could feel like 15 feet away from the door. It just they just pump that air conditioning like there's no energy issue anywhere in the world.
Well, they say that, of the 100 great inventions that were made, in the world, one of them was air conditioning, because that really offered the ability to, habitate a lot of these southern areas that were just, inhabitable.
Yeah, right.
So,
all right. Well, listen, it's obviously a huge weekend, as it is every year. And it means so much to so many different people, from reunions, people coming home, parents whose kids are living somewhere else now. They come home for this weekend. It's a biggie. It's a huge weekend for people who live along the road and people who decide to come out and volunteer. I mean, this means, it's incredible what this race means and how differently it means to so many different people.
It does. It certainly is the great homecoming, it feels like. And just the emotions. I am just, at the end of this event, I'm just kind of drained of emotion. Last night I went to the wheelchair reception. We have two athletes that are coming in here from Haiti. I've got to look and see if that's the first time we've had Haitian athletes. One's going to be participating in the Paralympics in Rio. And we have two people that are going to be taking on the wheelchair challenge, which is if they can do the race in a standard wheelchair in 2 hours and 15 minutes, they win a racing wheelchair.
Yeah, that's cool.
And listening to their stories. One was a 19-year-old who became paralyzed in a car crash. The other, a veteran who suffered a kind of a mysterious ailment. He's quite a bit older in regards to it, from the area.
Yeah.
And you just hear those stories and you say, look, I have absolutely nothing to complain about. Nothing.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Everybody has a story, and if you really take the time to look at other people's stories, it's inspirational, and it makes you kind of cherish what you already have. So,
absolutely.
All right, Tim. Well, listen, enjoy the day, the expo today and tomorrow, and then, of course, all of the activities go along with it, the concert tomorrow night, and then, of course,
tomorrow night,
the big event on Sunday. We wish you the best. I'm sure you'll stay nice and busy.
No, we'll be talking to you.
Right.
Bye.
Tim Reed. Got a break. Hold tight. Come right back with Rachel Sutherland, or actually it's Tanya Powers from Fox News. She'll give us the latest on the police shootings in Dallas from overnight. The latest on what we know is coming up next on WIBX.